Okay, David, I just drove up here and parked. That's the road we come up. This is the clearing. The equipment, there's the woodpile, junky stuff, right? I'm looking kind of to the north now. I'm heading around to the east and looking on up the easement. It goes up to the park, or up to the railroad. And then over here is the steep road. It goes up. And there's two areas we're going to look at. The first one is going to be up over there. So I'm going to walk up the easement road to the property line, and we're going to look around in that area, up on that plateau. And then I will cross this little road, and I'll go over into this area. And this is all mossy and everything up on that plateau. All right? And I'll make a little movie segment of that. And from up in there, of course, you'd have some peekaboo look out onto this clearing, if we made this clearing all grassy and planted and lovely. All right, so those are the first two areas I'm going to put in this little video. I'll try to make it as short as possible. Okay, here I go. Now, an advantage to this, now here I'm walking up what I'm calling the easement road. All right, there's my truck back there. Right. I'm walking up the easement road. The advantage to this segment of road is this is a 60-foot right-of-way, so we could gravel it and easily park cars parallel parked on one side or the other of it. All right, let me turn this off. All right, now I am at approximately the park boundary line. That's what that blue ribbon kind of tells me. See, I just walked up this easement. Old man climbing mountain has to puff. Okay, so now as I swing to the south, I'm going to walk up in there. That's a candidate, I think, for an Ewok village. And there's not much of an elevation change from here. So this would be a good area to possibly go in here with a driveway. That's a thought, to go up on the plateau rather than use that steep roadway over there near the truck. I would consider coming up here, possibly putting parking alongside of this easement road, and then swing in here up onto this plateau. Just think of that as from a parking access point. Now I'm going to swing around, all the way around, looking to the west, back down the easement. Now I'm going to turn to the north. All right, now down in this area, we have, this is the area down at the bottom, down below this roadway. That's where the triangles are piled down in there that you saw. And over in this area is where the big old dump truck is. So let me show you again. Back there. I guess it's a little farther over. The dump truck is in there. So we'll be going down there last. But just to give you a perspective of where everything is. Alright, so I'm back again. It's the easement road I walked up, looking to the west. I'm going to swing back to the south. Alright, I'll shut this off so I don't make it too long. And then I'll walk up in here and show you one of the areas I suggest for an Ewok village. Alright, hang on. Alright, all I've done is climb up this little embankment up onto the plateau. And this now is the area. It's all perfectly flat here. Big trees. And I'll try not to shake you up too much here as I walk through the woods. But this is a lovely plateau. It's right adjacent to the park. Nice stand of trees up here, pretty widely separated. We could easily put a little village up here. And you kind of see if there was a few tree houses, maybe not all of them, but maybe. You can kind of see that if you look out, you're looking down onto the clearing. It's hard to, I know it's hard to see in these movies. But you see there's a lot of view potential that the phone doesn't give you, but you could look from the tree house. You'll be able to look out through the woods and down into the clearing. You know, over there, of course, is the steep road coming up over into that area. Now I'm swinging back to the south. Lots of trees to position our tree houses around. Now that area over there, I won't walk over there right now, but that we call that the nursery, and that is in the southeast corner of the property. The property corner is back up in there, and this area all in here is flat, and there's no big trees in there. There's no stumps. It used to be a dirt field. It'd be easy to clear out. That's a candidate for either parking or a building or a drain field, all right? And a stand like this, which has nice big trees in it, would be a candidate for a treehouse setting of some kind. It's a little hard to see, and all the little stuff occludes your view, but it kind of gives you an idea. All right, now I'm going to walk through here over to what I'm calling the steep road that comes up from my truck. All right, and I'm going to cross that and go back over across the road. So let me keep going here. I'm not quite off of this plateau yet. I'm coming to the steep road. That's it. See there? And I think you can see my truck down there. All right, so you know where I am. This is looking to the west. Steep road comes up there. All right, and I'm going to be going across the road and looking at that. But I just thought before I left this area, I'd show you the nice big trees that are all scattered around in here. Candidates for a couple of nice clusters of little Ewok houses, maybe. And again, over there, beyond them, is what we call the nursery. All along over in there, big area that could be cleared for a drain field or a building or parking. All right, now I'm going to continue on to the west. And here's the steep road. Trying to assign uniform names to things. Okay, steep road. This is an easement also. There's my truck down there. This will always be a road. It must always be kept a road because it is the access path to the a large property that I sold that I would love to reacquire. We'll look into that after we're rich. It's a 66-acre parcel. All right, I'm walking to the south, going up the hill a little further. Give you another look at the area we call the nursery. You see, this is all open in here, and back over in there is the property corner. It would be the southeast corner. All right, this now, looking to the south, is all state park land. Heavily, great big trees and things. And this mouth of this road, this now goes straight west and runs right on the property line between my property and the park. Again, hard to see where I'm looking here, but this road that we're on, the steep road, this, okay, comes up the hill, turns, and goes straight to the west and runs hundreds of feet straight along on what would be the upper side of this area that we're going to walk into, that we might be able to use as a number of different possibilities over here. Pardon all my grunting. Okay, so I'm walking back down the steep road, and again, there's my truck down there. All right, swinging around to the west, and now here's this opening, and we walk through here. Okay, I'm walking in to this section of woods, which is on the west side of the steep road, and this is a whole beautiful little basin in here. I think you referred to it as the mossy area. This is a terrain-wise, everything is an excellent candidate for a recreational dwelling of some kind, a lodge, a residence, whatever. But you see there's lots of flat ground, nice assortment of big trees. Now as I look back again to the south, the ground slopes up to that road. That's the easement road that comes up the hill as the steep road, makes the turn to the west, and now continues on 600 feet or so straight. And all of that way, this bank rolls up, and then it flattens out here in the middle. And we went on that brutal hike way down on the other end, off of the property, climbed up the steep hill. But as we walked further and further heading east, we came out into this little basin. So this is a beautiful area. You can see it's hard to give you a scale, but it's large and flat, big trees, a little widely spaced. This may or may not be the candidate for tree house. It's got some huge possibilities for that too, for Ewok Village. So I'll go back in here just a little ways, give you a bit more of a reminder. See, we walked through here, and I can't give you a sense of scale because the camera doesn't do a very good job of that. But you see, nice big trees scattered all around, but a few real big ones. We thinned this, so these that are remaining are healthy. All right, let's see where we are. And there again, I'm looking due north. Okay, so I'm going to go look back to the east, the way I came in. Now I'm going to go back out, and I think this describes to you what you were interested in. I covered these two general areas. The area right adjacent to the nursery, and then I walked over here on the west side of the steep road and showed you that area. And again, this steep road, we call it, this entire roadway is a 60-foot right-of-way. So we have possibilities of widening that, putting gravel on it all along up there, hundreds of feet. 60-foot wide roadway would allow us to not to obstruct the road at all, but to have a gravel road and parallel parking alongside it for numerous cars. Possibilities there if we did something that required parking. All right, I'm back out on the Coughing Hill. No, the steep road. Heading back down, and you can see how from up in this area that I was just in, right, all back in there again. Camera doesn't let you see into the woods. You see everything right in front, which is a bunch of dead brush. But looking back in there, that's where back in there is where we walked out. This is all flat plateau in here. Then it slopes down towards the clearing, and easily with the brush and things out of the way, that makes this clearing and that whole area into a view shed for a lodge or a gazebo, tiny homes, whatever we end up putting in there. Okay, so there's this big clearing that I think is an asset as a clearing. People like to have some open space. All right, and then lastly, back swinging what would be on up the easement road. Okay, and then looking again back to the east, up into this area where some good candidates, either for a lodge or some little treehouse structures of some kind. All right, back around here, so you keep you all tied together. Back over onto the steep road. Sorry to talk your ear off, but from the steep road, you see there's the easement road. That's where I went up. It was all the way up there. I went all the way up to the property line. Then I went up onto this plateau, walked all through those trees. All right, came out there onto the steep road. Then I went across the steep road, up onto this plateau, the mossy area, walked around in there, came back onto the steep road, walked down to here. As you can quite plainly see, that is my foot to prove to you that I am right here. And there's my truck. Right, for now, that's your first piece. I'm going to do another little short segment. I guess I could stick it on the end of this. I'll make it short, and it'll be over in the Humpty area. So now I'm going to go down to my truck. I'm going to walk around the junky old RV and Humpty. This is hiding on the other side of the RV. Walk back in there and give you just a quick peek of that area. Because we've got kind of three areas that I'm advocating for keeping this development in, because it concentrates everything here. We have the best road access. We're closest to the utilities. We're surrounded by park boundary, and it leaves the rest of the property undisturbed and with no traffic. So it seems to be the corner that we would want to do our development in, to protect the integrity of the rest of the open space we have here for ourselves, or even as hiking trails and things for customers. But nonetheless, it would not be developed. There wouldn't be traffic. There wouldn't be access to it. That's what open space is. So I think there's benefits to clustering what we do, and I love this corner to do it. Now I'm just kept talking, but here we go. Here's Humpty. I'm sorry about all the shaking, but if you want to put another $30,000 in the budget for me to have a stabilized camera system that can sit on my shoulders, I'll use it once or twice. Not really. Alright, now again, here's the road. You just saw me walk past the old dump truck. Alright, so this is the road, driveway, whatever you want to call it, that I made. This is looking to the east again. Right, from here now, I'm down below the first area that we walked into. Now this is all flat in here. You see there's the road over there going up the hill, the easement road going up the hill. And this is all quite flat. It goes over to the bottom and then ramps up abruptly to the easement road. So all of this in here is a candidate for a lodge, a drain field, if we end up requiring one. Let's see. I'll just walk back here, give you some sense of depth. And of course, both sides, over on this side as well, for like an Ewok village or something. Great possibilities. This might be a good area for what I originally intended was to put a saw barn here and put my saw in. I don't cling to that at all. I was just telling you there was an original intent. Now I'm happy to go with whatever we all think will work best. Alright, so you kind of get a sense of how far we are going back here. This is a large area. Lots of junk and trees and brush in the way. But see over here to the south of me, there's the easement road going up the hill. Up in there is where we crossed the road and went up into the plateau area next to the nursery. Okay? Then we came off of that over to the steep road, down to my truck, down to Humpty, and we're walking up this way, and all of this is flat in here and a good building area. There's nothing in, there's no big trees we'd have to sacrifice. This is a perfect candidate area for a building of any kind. The larger hardly matters. To this side, here we're getting into possibilities here on the north side for Ewok Village, something on this hillside. Not going to try to plan everything here, but we're getting near the property line. It's back behind those triangles. And we'll be a little careful about trying to be exact about that until we get some survey lines through here. But nonetheless, all of this area behind me here and all of this little road area, and I'm looking at what, 200-300 feet over there to Humpty, a couple hundred easy. All this area, this is a big pile of old log cuttings and junk that's rotted. That'll all come out of there. This all opens up to be flat, and then it slopes gently up that way. So all of this area can easily be cleaned up. Takes some hours. So generates a bunch of debris to burn and junk to get rid of. But It's not unpleasant work, and it's something I do quite well, and looking forward to getting started on whatever area we're going to be working with. Now I'm going back down, as you always can plainly see, to Humpty, and I'll quit blabbing and stick this in into a YouTube. I'll just upload this to my I guess you'd call it my YouTube channel. It's just my name, and I'll send you a link to this, which if you're looking at it, you probably already got. So that's the plan, and I think I'm done with blabbing. Here you go.